Okay, so part 2 of 19, 20, and 21 weeks. So we went to the appointment right afterwards, and as I said, the ultrasound tech had brought something up that I was wanting to bring up myself, but didn't know how, and that was breastfeeding. Or not breastfeeding, I should say, because I don't want to breastfeed the babies, but pumping. So with Cody, it was really important to me to breastfeed and to pump as long as possible. And if you watched me way back then, you know that I struggled with it. We only lasted like 7 weeks, but I tried like everything I could. And when I became a surrogate, when I first applied, they asked me if pumping was something that I'd be willing to do. And I hadn't really thought about it. I didn't know that that was something that you would think about as a surrogate, and I got thinking of it, and I decided yes, for a couple of reasons. Most of them are selfish. One is that it helped me so much with weight loss with Cody. When I was full-time breastfeeding, I lost all the weight within like 5 days, 5 days or 9 days. That's weird. Like I can't remember the difference. I know like when I left the hospital, I was 10 pounds heavier than I was pre-pregnancy. And I want to say 9 days later, I weighed myself again, and I was actually below my pre-pregnancy weight. So probably like 7 days or so that it took me to lose the last 10 pounds. And yeah, so I loved it. It helped me so much. So that was part of the reason that I wanted to pump. The other reason is, I don't know if this actually works or not. Just in my head, it seems like it would work. With my next child, it's really important that I breastfeed them as well. And I know more now. I know what to do and what not to do. Mistakes that I made breastfeeding Cody because I didn't know any better. And I kind of want to like get my body geared up for that. Like I want to know that I can produce milk, you know, and I can produce milk sufficiently. So when I do have a baby of my own again, you know, I'll be able to either pump or breastfeed. Ideally breastfeed, but if we have the same problems I have with Cody, then probably pump. So I just figured this is sort of like practice. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. And if it does, then awesome. I haven't really thought about how long I would want to do it. I don't really see myself pumping for like a year for a baby that's not mine. That sounds selfish, maybe. I think if I was already pumping for mine and I was pumping as extra for another baby, that would be not a big problem. But we have a lot of changes coming up in our lives after the surrogate babies are born, and I just don't know how much time I want to commit. I'm thinking probably like 3 months, maybe. But we'll see. We'll talk about it. Anyways. On their profile, they had said that it wasn't important to them that a surrogate wants to pump. It was either like, it was a yes or no question. Like, is it important that your surrogate pumps? And they said no. So I didn't know how to take that. I didn't know if it was like them saying we don't want someone to pump because it freaks us out or something, you know, or we would like it but we don't want to make them do it, you know, sort of thing. So I didn't really know how to ask them. I didn't want to be like, yeah, I'll feed your babies, and then think I'm going to like run off with them or something, you know. So I didn't know how to do that. And when this ultrasound tech brought it up, like, oh, are you gonna? She asked the mom actually if she was going to induce lactation, which I know is possible. I don't know a lot of research on it, but I know it is possible. And she asked if she was going to get like a milk donor or something, and they looked like they genuinely hadn't even thought of it. Like they were just like, oh wow, you know. And I kind of brought up that. And so when we're in the appointment waiting for the doctor to come in, I just told them that whatever decision they made I was fine with, and that I just wanted them to know that I was more than willing to pump for them, even if they just wanted me to pump while they were here so they could avoid the shipping, because the shipping's kind of ridiculous, like how you have to go about it. From what I've heard, you know, because you have to pump it, ship it in dry ice, it has to get there within a certain amount of time, and obviously it's heavy if you send any good amount, unless you're going to send like 10 ounces every day, you know. most people save up like 100 or so ounces, and that can get kind of heavy. So I said, even if they just wanted like the colostrum or whatever, and they didn't really know like much about that. So I told them what I knew. I knew that the colostrum was really good for like antibodies and stuff, and I know they're really worried about getting home with the babies because of germs and all that stuff, and since they'll be more than likely a little early. So I just told them what I knew about it, and that it should help with that. So they're thinking about what they want to do. It seems like they definitely want me to at least pump while I'm here, and maybe the mom might also induce lactation. It seems like something she was interested in learning more about, but I don't want to speak for her. I don't know what she wants to do, what she's comfortable with doing, and that sort of thing. So anyways, the doctor came in, everybody greeted everybody, just like normal. I found out I had another UTI, which, go me, apparently I get UTIs like they're going out of style when I'm pregnant. Sorry, my camera tried to autofocus. Apparently I'm moving too much. And we talked a lot about when the babies would be released, like, how far would he let me go, how far does he expect me to go, precautionary sort of things, just a lot more. And honestly, I hadn't, and I feel sort of bad for this, but I hadn't really thought about a lot of those questions. Like, my plan is to make it to like 36, 37 weeks, and I'm just determined I'm going to, but I mean, I know that doesn't happen how you want it to happen, and I didn't know anything about, I know a little bit from some forums and stuff I'm on, as far as like they give you steroids if you're trying to go early, to like strengthen up the baby's lungs just in case, that sort of thing. And I knew about that, but I didn't really know which of the details. So we talked about his cutoff limit. So he would want me to induce around 38 weeks. Now, it's not a set thing. It's not like he makes you induce at 38 weeks, but with twins, there's not really any more benefit of having them stay in those extra 2 weeks. He said twins actually develop a little bit faster than singletons, sort of as like nature's way of preparing them for an early birth. So they'd be perfectly fine, perfectly functional, like at 38 weeks they'd be right, developmentally wise, right where like Cody was when I had him at like 39, and honestly they might be a little bit more so ready than Cody was. But so they told me that. We talked about delivery, which was something that I'm really nervous about, because I have absolutely no problem with people that want C-sections at all. Like, whether it's just because they want them, or if it's because they have like a deeper, it's something they feel they need to do, or it's something that medically they do need to do. C-sections, I'm not anti them. Me personally, I'm just a little afraid of them. I didn't think I was. When they told me, you might have twins, you might have a C-section, I was like, okay, whatever, sure, C-section. And the more so I've got farther along in this pregnancy, I've gotten a little bit more scared of it. I would obviously have one in a heartbeat if they told me it was better for the babies. Like, I wouldn't even, like, flinch at it. But, I personally don't see a reason for me to, have a C-section. I was talking to Allie. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I cannot remember her channel name, but I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. She is right with me. Her due date's like 2 days after me, 2 or 3 days after me, and she's after an infant loss, she's pregnant with twins, and she's having and I hope she doesn't mind me like talking about her. She's having a C-section, and I was kind of talking to her about like what she felt about it. She's like if she was scared or nervous or whatever, and she brought up something that I do worry about, and that is, delivering one baby naturally and then still having to have a C-section. And that probably for me is worst case scenario. Like, I would prefer to have a C-section definitely over doing like a whole vaginal birth and then also a C-section. Like, I don't want to heal 2 places, right? You know, like I don't want to be stitched up in like 8 different places because, you know. Anyways, so she brought that up, and it's definitely something I think about. Obviously, I hope not to. And with that, I want to add that my doctor actually is totally fine with birthing. Yeah, see, my brain is just broken. Baby B breech, as long as she is smaller than her brother. And she currently is, so I'm hoping that she stays like that. Obviously, it'd be wonderful if they were both head down, but it seems like more often than not, Baby B is breech. And so as long as she's smaller than her brother, he basically described it like she'll just kind of slide out, you know. He will try to turn her, which he kind of explained that to me. He did recommend me having an epidural with these ones because in my head I would really like to do a natural birth, even with twins, with no pain meds, because I feel like the pain meds really screwed me up last time. But when he told me this, I think any what I'm going to tell you now, I think any numbing is better than none. He told me that what they will do is if baby B's breech or turns breech during the birth of baby A, he'll put one hand up me, like put it up in there, and the other one on my belly and sort of guide baby B around. Because obviously it's better if they come out head first. But if she doesn't, he's fine with just birthing her breech. So that actually comforted me a lot because that was my biggest thing. Like, you know, you already have the pressure, even though you can't really control it. When you're pregnant, you have the pressure of like, oh, I gotta get this baby head down, you know. And with Cody, I struggled with it a lot because he was transverse for a really long time, and then breech, and then finally head down. And I was really worried I was gonna have a C-section. And then he turned head down. It was great, but you know, I've heard so many people say that their doctors would only deliver if both babies were head down, and I was just like, well, I might as well just sign up for a C-section because the odds of that are going to be really slim, you know, and I don't want to labor for 10 hours and then they'll be like, oh, they're both, you know, breech, so you're going to actually have to go have a C-section now. So, oh my gosh, this might be a third part. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so we talked about that. We also talked about what they do if I was like trying to contract early and stuff. They have a test that they can do that determines within the next 2 weeks how likely, not how likely, but am I likely to go into labor. And he said that the funny thing is that it's more accurate if it's negative. So if it says no, there's really, really good chance I'm not going to go into labor in the next 2 weeks. If it says positive, it could really go either way. So he told me about that. He did tell me about the steroids. He rattled off what the name was of them, and I don't remember honestly. But he told me that. He told me that they'd give me these steroids, and it's they used to have to do like a ton of shots, I guess, and now it's like a series of like 2 shots, which is awesome. And he kind of explained like the timeline to me, and I don't remember it honestly, but he says that just going off my birth with Cody and how my body reacts to pregnancy in a good way, he honestly doesn't see me having early delivery problems at all. He said he'd be really surprised if I started contracting at like 30 weeks or something, you know, and my water broke. He says there's a really good possibility I'm going to go all the way to like 38. So that made me feel really good. And my goal is 36. That's my big goal. I don't even want to think about delivering before then. Like, I don't want to pack a hospital bag. I mean, I know I should because anything's possible, but I just don't want to think like that. I just want to think I'm going to make it to 36 weeks. For a couple reasons. One, babies will be fine. Probably not even need any time in like the nursery, NICU area, you know, like they'll be fine. They'll be able to breathe, especially if I've already had signs of it, you know, because they'll have the steroids and everything. And also, selfishly, because The agency I work with likes you to deliver later, 36 weeks or later. That way their insurance covers it for like future surrogacies. And I definitely do want to do another surrogacy, and I don't want to have to worry about trying to find my own insurance and all that sort of stuff. And so that's kind of my goal, and I think it's realistic for me to reach it. I know twins are so much different than singles, but Cody was nowhere near ready to come out. He would have stayed in for like 42 weeks if I didn't push him out, like if I didn't make him come out. And he, and I don't mean physically wasn't ready, I mean like, well, I guess he was fine, like he didn't have breathing problems or anything, but he just wasn't ready, like, or my body wasn't ready. Like, it was like, no, I'll just keep him in there for a while, you know. Even though it's like how big I was, and I was really uncomfortable, I just didn't do it. Like, I wasn't dilating or anything, so I'm not really worried about it. I might change my mind in the next like 10 weeks. I don't know. So honestly, nothing really exciting has happened since then. You know, my symptoms have kind of like heartburn and everything. That's been the last couple days, like I told you. So maybe I won't need to do a second or third part to this because there's not really much more to update. My next appointment is in June, and that is my last. It's ridiculous, but that's my last 4-week appointment. I don't feel like I've had that many. I've had like 3, and then I go just every 2 weeks, or every 3 weeks. I can't remember. It's like 2 or 3 weeks, and then 2, and then one, and then 1 for a really long time. And with Cody, I only had like 3 1-week appointments, I think, like at the very end, the last 4 weeks, and then I delivered a week early. So, yeah, Anyways, it's really crazy to think that I'm also going to be getting ultrasounds every appointment now. That just makes sure that they are growing evenly and there's not a big difference, which is shouldn't be a problem, since they are definitely not identical, and their placentas are fine. They're really close, so they might possibly fuse together, but they haven't fused yet, so it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal if they fuse even, but yeah, I think that's it. I can't think of anything else. I have a couple videos I keep promising you guys I'm going to do. I just need to sit here and do them, and I might do one now, actually, before my husband gets home. Kill some time. So, anyways, be out and look out for those. I'm sorry I haven't vlogged as much. I need to. And I'm sure I will get very vloggy in the last few weeks because I'll be going insane. Anyways, let me see. I'm going to see if I can try to... Don't mind my pillows. Oh. I'm going to see if I can show you my belly. I don't know how well it's going to do. So, this is a maternity shirt, which scares me. I have a lot of maternity shirts actually, and they're already starting to like not cover my stomach. Kind of like whitewashed a little bit, sorry. The stretch marks are all the same ones from when I had Cody. So baby A is on this side right here. Baby B is on this side. And I forgot to add something kind of funny about the ultrasound. During the ultrasound, they got a video clip of it. And if the parent sent it to me, I'll show it to you guys. But I don't know if they'll send it to me or not. And the girl was kicking the boy in the head during the ultrasound. And you can see his head kind of... And he was like really mellow about it. And she's like freaking out. So it was really funny. Anyways, thanks for watching. Sorry it's really long. And I'll start making just 1 week videos rather than 3. Bye.